always. Good to have you on the program. And today we're going to be talking about the VA navigating, their systems and, finding some hidden gems in the benefits and such. What do you got for us? Where do we start with this conversation?
So, some of the common occurrences that we find is veterans who get out, and in some cases, they think, there's nothing wrong with me. I don't need to go through the VA. There's not, you know, I know I did my time and I'm fine with that, and they leave.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality is we don't know the long-term effects of what we went through. We don't know when something could trigger us and create those kinds of issues that are unknown to us at this time.
Mm-hmm.
Agent Orange took a long time for us to realize the long-term effects of it. So don't wait for something to happen and then go, well, maybe it is connected. Start going to the VA and trying to identify some of the problems that you think you may have, so at least there's some track record of it. So, like for myself, I deployed 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
In all 3 deployments, 2 out of the 3 deployments, I was fairly close to the burn pits. At the time, I had no idea the effects that were going to come from these burn pits. But we're starting to realize now, everything that we were burning, there is going to be effects from it.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got the PACT Act in place to try to get veterans to go and get on the list, at least let the VA know that you were in that area. So there could be some potential in the future that if something happens to you, it could be tied to that, and then you get what you deserve.
Mm-hmm. In that event there, Josh, how does one navigate the VA to talk to somebody about this? Where do they start?
So I would start with trying to reach out to a local veteran service officer. For Central Illinois, we've got service officers in Decatur and Bloomington, both that can help out quite a bit. Now, they're paid for from the VA. You don't have to pay them for their services. You don't have to, any of the legal battles and anything like that. It's covered by the VA. You do not have to come out of pocket to a veteran service officer from the VA or one that is sponsored like the American Legion.
Mm-hmm.
American Legion has 5, 6 veteran service officers that take and file claims for individuals. They're there to help you out if you need to file an appeal.
Mm-hmm.
They are there to support the veteran who needs that kind of help.
Okay.
So you don't have to do it on your own, which is extremely challenging to do and understand because the VA changes their rules weekly.
Mm-hmm.
There's a constant evolving time of change within the VA and what standards need to be met.
Okay.
Service officers know those rules. They follow those rules so that they can make sure that the veterans are taken care of in accordance with what the VA has to offer.
Mm-hmm.
It's strongly recommended that instead of going to a lawyer and having to pay their fees and everything else, that you go through the VA. Go talk to these service officers. They're going to be able to take care of that same stuff that those lawyers are going to take care of.
Mm-hmm.
It might be a little bit slower, but you don't have to pay for it. You go to a lawyer, you're going to have to pay their fees. You're going to have to pay everything else, and they're going to take a percentage of it. The VSOs do not.
Okay. And that's a person that's in your backyard then, it sounds like.
Yeah. And if, like cases with the toxicity in water, the Camp Lejeune cases, lawyers were coming in and really trying to get people to jump on board because they were taking a percentage of that. You go through the veteran service officers for that. Now you're not paying those fees and you're getting everything back that you deserve.
Mm-hmm.
So it's highly beneficial to look at service officers before you go to before you try to go find a lawyer to try to defend it,
Mm-hmm.
or trying to handle it yourself. It's super complicated.
Sure, sure. Where else are you finding folks need help, or there's procedures navigating the VA? Are there any other areas on your radar right now?
So another common one that we find are those that uh, maybe suffered some wounds. Maybe they knew of them, maybe they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
While they were in. Myself, I got out because of my knees and back.
Mm-hmm.
They were just so tore up. I go through the VA and they're taking care of my knees and back, and a lot of other medical issues that I have come up now, they're treating.
Mm-hmm.
But there again, when some veterans get out, and we understand that, maybe they didn't enjoy it quite. Everybody has a different experience when it comes to their service.
Mm-hmm.
If they didn't feel comfortable in the service, they may not feel comfortable going to the VA for their stuff because they feel it's too military oriented.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to realize that when you need that kind of help, that's why the VA is there.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've taken any type of wound, whether it's a mental issue or a physical issue, let the VA help you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go in, talk to your service officer to get registered and get situated.
Mm-hmm.
If you aren't sure where to go, I'm trying to find the address here, because the Veterans Assistance Commission, in most cases, every county should have a Veterans Assistance Commission, but we haven't quite spread out to the smaller counties yet. So like DeWitt doesn't really have one yet, but there is one in Macon County. Mm-hmm. that we go to quite often, especially being so close. And that one is 141 South Main Street, Suite 210 in Decatur. When a veteran isn't sure where to go, that is a great starting point. They'll be able to at least get you to either a VA rep or a VSO. They can also probably get you the information you need so you can start getting into the VA for your hospital needs or medical needs. And depending on the ratings and what level of disability you've got through the VA will range that will determine how much you may or may not have to pay. Mm-hmm. And that really comes down to an individual basis. It takes a ton of factors into consideration when it comes to the end result.
Yeah. How about benefits and access to benefits that maybe veterans sometimes aren't aware of through the VA?
Okay, so there again, when it comes to some of those benefits, I know one that I've found a couple of times. It's not much, but the state of Illinois gives $100 to veterans who served in Iraq and Afghanistan. A one-time $100 payment just for serving in that time frame. So you never know what you're going to find. But again, if you can reach out to a service officer, they have a whole list of all those benefits. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite benefits that I used to get my master's degree was the Illinois Veterans Grant, which pays your tuition to a state college, state public college, for up to 4 years. So, and you can use that in conjunction with your GI Bill, or your post 9/11 bill. So you can use both which is what I did. And, it paid for all but one semester while I went through school.
Wow, that's incredible. What a benefit.
So, yeah, that's a major benefit that a lot of veterans don't think about until they start looking at and saying, you know what, maybe I will go back to school.
Mm-hmm.
You know, uh, I went back to school 5 years after I got out, and was by far one of the best decisions I ever made.
Yeah.
I went to Richland for 2 years, and then I went to ISU for the last three.
Mm-hmm.
And Richland really made it easier for me to get back into the idea of school and relearning some of what I knew before but never really used.
Yeah. Well, this was a while back. I remember at Heartland there were several veterans that were in classes with me in my time there. So, I don't know how much the benefits that you're talking about were impactful for them, but I venture a guess at some level they were. So, yeah, that's great. That's great stuff, and that's, I think, Josh, we talk about reintegrating veterans back into society. That's a good way to, probably for them to find, community socialization, those sorts of things. I mean, a few people are going to be able to relate what they went through, but just to have a community of people that look forward to you being in a setting like that, I think is helpful for them and a benefit from that aspect of it.
Yeah. Well, at Richland, while I was there, they opened up their veterans study area.
Uh-huh.
And I started meeting other veterans and stuff, and we really formed this little tight-knit group that we helped each other with our homework. We helped each other understand everything as we were going through,
Mm-hmm.
because all of us knew somewhat how each other felt.
Mm-hmm.
We understood our mindsets.
Right.
Where if I was in another study group of 18 to 20-year-olds, and I was 33, I think 34, somewhere in there, and I didn't feel like I was connecting as much with that group as I did with the veteran group.
Mm-hmm.
So I was less likely to communicate my ideas and my thoughts with the younger group, and switching over and opening up that veteran study group study area opened me up a little bit more. And then I realized, all right, if we start communicating this, our issues with those that are younger than us, that are just going from high school straight into college, maybe we can all get onto the same page. Maybe we can all help each other out with our experiences and kind of blend it with theirs.
Mm-hmm.
So we saw that mix, and it really helped out quite a bit to transition back into going to school.
Mm-hmm. So, Josh, I'm sure there's a lot more to talk about with this, but in the meantime, where do folks go to navigate this? And again, best way for them to get that information, find someone to talk to about it.
So one of the best things is probably reach out to the American Legion. You can contact me, go to Facebook and you look me up, or go to Google Clinton American Legion, reach out to us, and we can help get you to a veteran service officer if that's what you're looking for. We can help get you if you're needing a veteran to talk to. We're there for you.
Sure.
Right. Best way is probably just Google Clinton American Legion, look us up, and we'll get you taken care of.
Josh Thielen is the State Department Adjutant with the American Legion, our guest on the Zoom call today. More to come with Josh coming up on the morning show.
WHOW.
For more information.
Let's check the markets now on the RFD Radio Network. I'm Jim Taylor. Corn and beans higher, wheat trading lower. March corn up 2.5, $5 even. May corn 5.14 3/4 up 2.5. New crop December 4.79 1/4 up 2 3/4. March beans up 10.5, 10.42 1/4. May beans 10.59 3/4 up 11.5. New crop November 10.60 up 8 3/4. March Chicago wheat down 1 3/4, 5.90 1/4. May wheat 604 1/2 down 2 pennies. March bean meal 295.90, that's up $1.20. March bean oil up 85 cents, 47.15. Livestock market, March feeders 267.82 down to $1.20. February live cattle down 82 cents, 197 even. April lean hogs 89.67 down 7 cents. Energy market, March crude oil 72.68 up 43 cents. And I'm Jim Taylor on the RFD Radio Network.
Spring will soon be here, and that means planting season. Now is the time to finalize your spring fertilizer and inputs. Hi, I'm Sean Bites from Maroa Ag, just north of Maroa. Maroa Ag has provided Central Illinois farmers with custom application, crop nutrients, and crop protection products for over 30 years. If you're looking for a business partner that will help you maximize your yield as you prepare for spring planting, come see us at Maroa Ag now. We're here to give you the one-on-one service you want and expect. Maroa Ag, your partner in the field this spring.
Illinois Corn is proud to invest in Illinois Ag in the classroom, powering the next generation of Illinois neighbors who understand and appreciate agriculture. In Illinois, 78 paid ag literacy coordinators serve 87 counties, and your corn checkoff funds about 20% of each of the 78 positions. The Illinois Corn Checkoff's mission is to grow demand, create new markets, and foster understanding of corn farmers and the corn industry through strategic investments. Learn more online at ilcorn.org.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Josh Thielen with the American Legion State Department Adjutant, our guest on the Zoom call today. Josh, turning our attention a little local, tell us a little bit about Project Headspace and timing. What is this? What's it all about?
All right, so Project Headspace and Timing is a special individual meeting. A great guy, Zach Gilmore, started it out locally for us. He met with a group out of Kankakee that started the whole thing and said, hey, I want to bring this to Clinton. I want to see if we can bring veterans in and just simply talk about our issues. You know, it's a very private group of individuals that come in and just express maybe something that you went through. Maybe it's just what's going on right now. Maybe you just want to come in, not say anything, and just listen. It's simply, let's just talk.
Kind of a support group?
A little support group. It's just veterans in there. And we're there to just support each other. If you've got a problem that you're going through, it doesn't even have to be related to the military. And you're not sure who's going to listen or who to talk to. You show up at a meeting and just express your issues. Because you never know who in that group may have the answer you're looking for. The first meeting was 3 weeks ago today, actually. So the meetings are every Thursday from 7 to 9, but sometimes they run closer to 10, just depending on what's going on. But we just get together and just simply talk. You know, help each other out. If somebody's going through something, we're there to kind of buddy up with them and know that they're not alone.
Do you have to be a member of the Legion to participate in this?
So you do not have to be a member of the Legion for this program. FAT is its own entity, but it's one that from our post level, we're kind of working a little bit with so that we can help them grow and they can help us grow. So the two will work together, and it provides a safe area for veterans to express themselves.
Okay, nice, very good.
There's nothing wrong that can be said within that meeting,
Right.
and it's an amazing group. We had 10 people at the first meeting, and then I think we had 4 or 5 last week. Tonight, I'm not sure how many are going to show up, but while it interferes tonight with our Legion meeting, after the Legion meeting's over, then I'm planning on heading over to that one and still being there to help support. But Zach Gilmore took the front on that one and said, you know what, we need this here. We need veterans to have an area where they feel comfortable talking with other veterans.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're not just talking to a random person on the phone that you have no idea who it is.
Right.
You know, this is somebody who can relate 100% with you. We're right there, right beside you. And I think it's important that we talk to each other and we express to each other the need to help mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
Suicide is one of the biggest talking points right now for almost any organization.
Mm-hmm.
The American Legion has taken it on full front with our Be the One campaign and doing buddy checks, checking on each other, making sure that we're feeling all right. You know, it's no longer about, hey, we're the American Legion, we're just calling to get our dues.
Mm-hmm.
That we're not doing that anymore. We're calling and saying, hey, how's it going? Are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
Is there somewhere where we can help?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the FAT program works in conjunction with our buddy checks. It allows us to be there and support other veterans and make sure that if they're wanting the help, that we're there to be able to provide that help.
Sure. Very good, Josh. Well, I'll tell you what, best way for folks to learn about all things, whether it's Clinton American Legion or State Department of Legion, and navigating some of the things we talked about in the first segment, where do they go? Who do they call? What's the best way, Josh?
The absolute best way is just to Google Clinton American Legion or Department of Illinois American Legion. It'll bring up the phone number for us, our websites, all kinds of information there. Don't be afraid to call us up. We'll help you out wherever we can, however we can. Even if you're not sure. I helped somebody this morning because their father passed away. Mm-hmm. They're finding information that he had insurance and all kinds of other stuff. And she called us up and said, I don't know where to go. Mm-hmm. And we pulled up the information for her and got her the phone numbers and the email addresses that she was looking for so that she could reach out and get the information she needed even beyond that. So just Google Clinton American Legion, give us a call. We're there to help out. If you've got anything veteran related, we'll find the answer for you.
Sounds good. Josh, got to let you go, my friend. Josh Thielen, Clinton American Legion, our guest on the Zoom today. Network news on the way on the morning show.
WHOW.